Friends, welcome to day 26 for this wonderful series of Enlightenment on No Death. We had a wonderful session yesterday from Master Ragini, and today we have one other special guest who doesn't need any introduction. Many of you know, many masters across the globe know him. A true master of integrity, always speaking the truth directly without any sugarcoating or beating around the bush. He's always ready to share his truth without any hesitation, without any fear, regardless who he is talking to. When it comes to speaking the truth, he is as steady as rock solid. So is none other than Pradeep Vijay, Master Pradeep Vijay, an awakened master, a good soul friend of mine and for many in the UK, and a guide, always guides whenever required. So let me give little introduction, his background. So he is a meditation master, spiritual science teacher, and currently Master Pradeep Vijay is managing trustee of Agatyar Pyramid Dhyana Ashram, located in Tamil Nadu, a place called Vaniyambadi in India. Agatyar Ashram started in the year 2017, and Master Pradeep took the responsibility of the ashram in the year 2022 after our Grandmaster Patriji vacated his body. Since 2002, so many developments has been done, part of establishing this Dhyana ashram, like construction of meditation pyramids and accommodations, healing gardens, spiritual library, and making this center as an international meditation center for Mauna Dhyana. Pradeep was born in India, completed bachelor's in engineering in Tamil Nadu in Chennai. Later migrated to Australia in the year 2005. Got his master's degree in information systems in Melbourne in Australia. Since childhood, his curiosity to know where did he come from, where will he go after this planet Earth, this journey. Also, his quest is to know and meet the God, to realize the God and who is this creator. Though he is successful in his studies and career, he used to experience that internal void, that emptiness throughout his life journey. And in the year 2007, his quest to know the truth intensified and made him to quit the job and started practicing Anapanasati, this simple breath awareness meditation, intensely for 3 complete years under the guidance of our Grandmaster Brahmarshi Patriji, who is the founder of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. During his meditation practice, he realized and he got answers to all his questions about life, death, life after death, and about his purpose on this planet Earth. So since 2010, Master Pradeep Vijay started traveling around the world, and some of you know that he was here in the UK as well in the year 2017, 18, and also in 19. And he has done a lot of workshops, self-realization retreats in more than 30 countries. He is known for bringing humor, deep insights of life and realization in his teachings. It is his mission to inspire the people all over the world to live in peace and harmony. So, and this can be achieved, it is his strong believe that this can be achieved only when one understands the spiritual science. So that's why he's on the mission to spread the spiritual science. Welcome, Master Pradeep. Thank you for coming to PSSM UK platform once again, even though you were here many a times in physical, in-person workshops. Now today, we welcome you on this virtual platform. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, and namaste to everyone. It's a wonderful introduction, Ravikiranji. As I was listening from as a story. You know, it didn't appear to be like my introduction. I was listening to somebody else's introduction. So I was so detached that that was my journey. So thank you very much. And yes, I came to UK 5 times. The first time I visited UK was in the year 2014. And in fact, UK is my first country I visited in Europe before the crystal came to me. 2014 was my first visit, almost 10 years ago. And after that, after the crystal came, then I visited UK 4 times, and I stayed in Ravi Kiran's house. So he hosted me most of the time. And it was a good friendship. Yes, a soul connection. And it was such a joy to be here. So today's session is going to be a little fun. And I'm here to learn many things from you guys. Okay. So I request all of you to please turn on the video. And today's session will go in such a way that you will be asking questions and I'll be sharing my experiences in that way. So it is from the, like customers' demand, users' demand, viewers' demand. I notice that the speakers come and they speak on their own. And probably you might have heard from many, many speakers. See, concepts-wise, you can learn from anywhere. You can learn from Google, you can read books. Concepts you can learn from many people. Whenever you come across any person who is a senior in meditation or spiritual science, who is proficient in spiritual science, whenever you meet such kind of people, so it is important you clarify certain doubts with that person. You can read many books and get many concepts, but the clarification, the fine-tuning of your understanding, so that needs a little debate, a spiritual debate. So that's why you need Sajjana Sangatyam and Guru Sangatyam. Okay. So a guru again is an expert in certain field. So let us make it as a Sajjana Sangatyam and Guru Sangatyam. And we'll make it, it's not a serious subject. Death is actually not a serious subject. It is really a fun subject. So let us really integrate, fine tune of our understanding. I want every one of you to come on the video so that I can see your beautiful faces, so that I can have the joy of knowing you and having friendship with you. And it's also quite interesting because in the last Enlightenment or No Death session, I think it was November 11. The November 11, there was a conclusion of Enlightenment or No Death session. And in that session, I think I was speaking to the UK team. And I did say that next year I'll come to UK. I don't know why I said it, but I just said it. It came as a flow. And at the time, I didn't have much, awareness, like why am I going? But I know that I'll be going. The interesting thing is, now I know why am I coming to you. So after I said I'll come to UK in the month of November, then in the month of December, there's a gentleman, there's a businessman from UK, from London. He came to see me in the ashram. And he was so impressed with the ashram there. And he said, "Sir, we need an ashram like this in UK. Will you please come and build this support? I have all the money, I have everything, I'll take care. But I just need you to visit once and select the land, and we want a similar kind of ashram in UK." I want to do something to the locals. Because I earned a lot of money, and all the money I earned is from this country. So I want to give something back to the country. So can you come and support? Then I said, yes, why not? I'll come. See, this is an interesting thing. When I said I'll come to UK, I didn't use my mind, it just came. And now I know the purpose why I'll be coming. So end of this month, probably, end of this month, I'll be visiting UK. I'll be spending a good 1 week, 10 days time. And I'm happy to, looking forward to meet all of you. For me, the friendship matters. That is the most important thing for me. Death. So the session is based on enlightenment or no death. Okay. So in my own life journey, my curiosity from my childhood was always what happens after death? Where did I come from and where will I go after this journey? So that was my quest or curiosity from a very early age. Nobody gave any proper answers. I asked my mother and she said that only yogis know, I cannot say. So I was thinking one day I'll grow up and I'll become a yogi and I'll go to Himalayas and I'll find all the answers. So that was my understanding. But then I didn't go to Himalayas, but the understanding came very naturally to me when I started doing intense meditation. So it is in my own experience I realized that there is no death and we are eternal beings. Okay, so through my own meditation practice, I realized it. It's not a theoretical understanding that I read some book and I realized it. It's my own realization. But of course, yes, when I read certain books after I came into meditation, yes, it made sense. My experience and my knowing was matching. And yes, I did have some out-of-body experiences in this lifetime as well. One thing I can tell you is death is such a beautiful experience. Like the moment you leave this body, you are totally in bliss. Completely, you are in bliss. And this I had in the year 2002 when I had this walk-in experience. So 2002, I was studying engineering at the time. I didn't come into meditation. So I was studying my 5th semester engineering in Chennai, and suddenly I met with an accident. And it was orchestrated by the higher masters because the walk-in was supposed to happen that time, that particular time. So there was about 20 to 30 minutes time where the old walkout vacated the body and the walk-in happened. So there was 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, I was out of the body. So that time I thought it was unconscious state, but it was not unconscious state, it is out of body state. It was such a blissful experience. I was in pure bliss for 20 to 30 minutes. So that was my first experience. And then later, I think in the year 2016 or 2017, around that time, when I visited Ladakh, so I was organizing a meditation session, a crystal meditation session. I was planned to organize a meditation session in Pangong Lake. So it was bordering China in Ladakh. So I was very healthy, all fine. The moment we arrived in the Pangong Lake area, I stepped out of my car and suddenly my body started collapsing. Suddenly, it was very instant. Suddenly my body started collapsing. And so with great difficulty, I could able to check into one of the rooms there. And the moment I checked into the room and I went to the bed, I couldn't move my body and I knew that something was happening to me and my breath is reducing, And I knew that I'm going to vacate the body. Something is happening. So that knowing was there. And I knew that it is like it was the time for me to leave this body. But I knew that I have more work to do also. So, but I cannot control anything because everything is beyond my control. Breath is dropping and I'm getting into a state, an altered consciousness state. So that time I tried my best, but I couldn't. So then I surrendered. I made a sacred prayer. I made a sacred prayer to Babaji, Author Babaji. That was the first time I prayed, invoked in this lifetime. Normally, I never do that, but that was the death state for me. I'm about to leave the body. It was an emergency state. So I just invited and just made a prayer. I didn't invite him. I just made a prayer that, okay, I surrender. You take care. But given a chance, I really want to serve this planet Earth totally in my heart space, given a chance. But I surrender. And that's all I remember. After 4 hours, I woke up. And then I realized that in the 4 hours, I was not in the body. And when I woke up, suddenly I jumped out of the bed and completely I was normal, I was healthy, fully energetic. And then I asked all the students to come, and so the students were thinking I'm resting in the room. So then I asked the students, no, it's time for meditation. Let us go do the meditation. So we did the full moon meditation. So that was another experience. So that 4 hours also I was very blissful. I was not in the body. There was no time, no space, and nothing. Completely a blissful state. So yeah, many many such experiences. But later on, when uh, I was sharing this experience with Patriji later on, because I was feeling a little bad that, see, my policy in this life is never to invite masters, never to ask help. So that was my policy. Because when you are a master, you should never depend on others. You should never ask help from others, higher masters. So I kept it as a policy. But in the emergency, I have to ask. So I asked, and I asked the help from Babaji, and it happened. So I was feeling a little bad. So I was discussing this with Patriji and said, "Sir, uh, I was teaching no death to everybody around the world. But when that death experience came to me, for about 5 seconds, I was so frightened. For 5 to 10 seconds, I was so frightened, and I had no option left that I have to ask help from Babaji. So I was feeling bad. I did a wrong. I did a mistake. I did a wrong thing. So I was feeling that. So then he said, "No, you did the right thing." Then he shared his own experience that when he went to Manasa Sarovar, that time he also vacated the body, and that time Hanuman came and helped him for him to come back to his body. So he said these border areas where there is a lot of wars and violence, so there are a lot of dark energies are there. So when people like us, with holding such pure light, when we go to that areas and we want to do meditation, so these souls, they are not happy. So they will try to uh, do every kind of attack and make sure that you are collapsed and you don't do it. But again, always the light wins over the darkness. So naturally, the masters will come and help us. And so that was the explanation he was giving. But then I asked, but I asked for help, which I never did in my life. So I shouldn't have done it. So I was feeling bad in that part. He said, no, that is a great lesson for you to learn. Yes, you had a policy not to ask for help. It is a very good thing. So you should always try your best not to depend on others, not to invite any masters, and not to have any kind of dependency on anybody. So which is very good. But also it is equally to learn the lesson that during emergency, you should ask help. That is also a lesson that you should ask help during emergency. And then he gave this explanation that, see, you like to travel around the world and you like to support people, help people, teach meditation. Why? Because you feel joy. When you teach, you feel joy. Similarly, there are higher masters who are waiting to help you, who are waiting to help all of us, but they don't come and help unless we ask for it. So it is equally important to learn the lesson that you should not depend on anybody except in emergency. In emergency, you should ask. So that time you should let go of your ego, your spiritual ego. You should put aside your spiritual ego, and you should be humble enough to ask help. And so they will be happy to support us. So you have done the right thing. And it's also an important lesson that you should be humble to ask help when you are in emergency. And I said, okay, fine, good. And so I can go on sharing many such experiences. But one thing I would emphasize is, see, in my spiritual journey, first I got into meditation, Anapanasati meditation. I started in the year 2008. Then I was intensely meditating 2008, 2009, 2010, very intense. I was in a do or die state. I wanted to know the truth, or else there's no point living. So I got all the realizations and knowing through my meditation. And it was not a single day or a single point I realized myself. No, it's a process. The whole 2.5 years intense journey helped me to realize a lot of things. So it's like a spectrum, it's a process. And then after 2010, there was after 2010, then I came into the middle path. Then I started working, doing job and doing meditation and teaching meditation simultaneously. So that was the time, see, I would say to live a physical life is very, very easy. Only pure physical is very easy. Earn money, go to job, spend, family, kids. That's a very easy life. And purely spiritual life is also very easy. You just close your eyes and meditate and you disappear, and you are into the higher dimensions, and you are in a space of ecstasy. You are in a space of heightened, elevated consciousness. I was in that space for almost 2.5, 3 years, where I was totally disconnected from the physical world. I was totally in the higher space, in the higher realms, which is also very easy. I would say that is also very easy. But to be in the middle path, where you have to mix the spirituality and physicality, that is a bit of a challenge. So when I was going through that challenge of middle path, because when I went to the office, I can see in and out all the people who are working. I can see that my boss is a stupid, and what are the blocks he has, and the colleagues, and see, I can see in and out everything because I had certain awakening, I had certain awareness at that time. But you have to still be a normal person, and you have to just go to work and play along with the office politics. So those days it was the office politics, and just to earn money, how people pretend and how people backstab. And so this was too much for me to take. So most of the time I was, escaping. When the weekend comes, I'll go into the forest and I'll spend myself alone in the nature and with the waterfalls. And so I was more comfortable with nature, with animals and birds rather than humans. So that was my state. I was getting adjusted in this middle path. So one day, there was this energy. This I would call it as an enlightened energy from the other dimensions. It came and it visited. It asked a question: "Do you have something to ask? We are here to answer it." It's like, okay, I I don't feel comfortable on the planet Earth. I feel like going back home. I was really contemplating at the time that my purpose on the planet Earth has finished. Like, I know what I am and I'm a realized person, but it's too much for me to take on this planet Earth. And the survival issues, the politics, and people are not friendly. There is no love. You know, when you walk on the street or when you go to office, people say hi, hello, good morning, how is the day, the weather is beautiful. So they speak as if they are really, they care about you, but really they don't care about you. It's all superficial. And so I asked the question that I feel like going back home. So that is my question, because I don't feel good on the planet Earth. I want to go back home. So then they asked me a question in return. So this energy, it's called ZAR energy. They call themselves as ZAR, DZAR. So that energy was channeled through an Australian person, one of my friends. It's called Mary and Gary. So I didn't ask for the channeling, but the energy came through them to ask a question. Okay, to have a conversation with me. So just to be more clear, so I was invited to uh, my friend's house. They are Mary and Gary. They are a couple, and they do the channeling session. So it's a complete out of body channeling they do. So that means when that Zar energy comes, this person leaves the body. It's a total shift. It's a total shift. Complete switch happens there. That means that old person leaves, no more traces. So the Zar energy comes and takes over the entire body. So I went for a dinner. They invited me for a dinner. So I went for a dinner. So the moment I opened the door, so this person suddenly vacates the body, and then the Zar energy comes and then says, "Yeah, we are waiting for you. So please come and have a seat." And then that's how they initiated the conversation. "We are waiting for this moment, so we want to ask you. You have any questions to ask? Ask." So then I asked this question that I don't feel like staying on the planet. So then they asked me a question in written. If the planet Earth is full of love, compassion, kindness, would you still want to live? I said, I thought for a second and said, no, if the planet Earth is full of love and compassion, no, I don't want to leave. Probably I want to stay back. So then they said, yeah, there lies your purpose. That's exactly why you are here. So what I'm complaining about is what is my life purpose. That's what they said. So there lies your purpose. So you wanted this planet Earth to be with full of love and compassion and kindness. There lies your purpose. That is exactly why you have come for. So that moment, a realization came that instead of complaining, do something about it. And that's exactly why we are here. And then they said that your soul has chosen to volunteer to come to the earth to support, to help, to raise the consciousness, number one. And also in return, it's a great expansion of your own soul. So it's always a two-way. So don't think, no, it's one way. It's always a two-way. In this process, you will also learn a lot. You will also grow. You will also expand. So it's always a two-way. So from that day onwards, there's no complaints. And I don't feel like going back home. I said, okay, I have a lot of work to do. So let me focus on my work. So this was in 2010, that experience. And after that, I started, till 2010, my journey was only with purely meditation. After 2010, these kind of energies started communicating with me, like Zar energies and other dimensions, star beings. They started communicating with me from the year 2010, 11, 12 onwards. And from 2013 onwards, the star beings from the other dimension, other galaxies, they started communicating with me. They will come and give me certain projects. They will ask me to go to this country and do this project and blah, blah, blah. So they will give a specific project based. And it was quite exciting those days. Like, I used to feel so good that I am the chosen one and they are communicating with me and, they are giving these projects and all magical, miraculous things happen. I was feeling so good about it. Naturally, you will feel good, no? When the star beings are coming and they are giving you certain gifts and they are showing you certain things and you fulfill the mission and then you feel good about it. You feel, yes, I'm the chosen one. I'm here on the planet Earth on a mission. So there was a certain kind of feeling special about myself was there. Exciting to work with extraterrestrials rather than working with humans. Then came 2014. Right? So I was working with Starbeings 2013, 2012. My connection with Starbeings happened 2012, end of 2012. And 2012, 2013, till mid 2013, I was very closely working with them. And so 2013, whatever they say, I would listen, I would follow, because I knew that based on my experience that whatever they say, they are coming true. So 2014, they asked me to, they said you have to take a 1-month trip to United States of America. And there is a certain workshops you will be doing, and there is a certain activation you will be doing, and you'll be going around to certain places. They gave the locations, the map and everything. So that's how they normally guide. So I said, okay, fine, Mission America, let's go. And so I quit my job because I was guided to quit the job and do full-time teaching meditation. So I quit my job, and after quitting the job, the next day immediately I took a flight from Melbourne all the way to Sydney, crossing the Pacific, and landed in Los Angeles. It's a long flight. I landed in Los Angeles because they asked me to go. And they would say that after you arrive, we will give you further details. So when I went, so they guided me to go to a certain locations from Los Angeles. Then I went to Albuquerque. Then I went to Santa Fe. So met some people, did something. So on the way back, came back to Los Angeles after 4 or 5 days. So that means I landed in US. First 4 or 5 days, everything was as per the plan. So after 5 days, there's no more information coming in. And I was feeling very uncomfortable because I went with another person there in US. We are supposed to do the things together. And I was a bit uncomfortable. There was an ego clash with the other person. And the other person would say something, and I would say, no, that's not the way to do it. And I'm visiting US for the first time. And I said, no, I'm not going to work with that person. So that means there are two people who are on this mission. So one myself, and there is another person who's already in US. So we had a fall apart, and I said, no, I cannot work with this. For me, ethics matters, and I cannot work with this egoistic people. So then I was sitting in the hotel room in Los Angeles, near the Los Angeles airport for 1 day, 2 days. I was fuming. I was angry. I felt, by the time I felt it is a trap. I literally felt it is a trap because I'm coming to US for the first time. I don't know anybody here. And I booked my return ticket for 1 month. So what am I going to do here? And it feels like a trap. Why did the star beings do this to me? And so they promised many things, and suddenly nothing is happening. So what to believe? All this while I'm believing certain things, and I'm getting excited with the other dimensions and the star beings and this, and suddenly everything is collapsing. So I was a bit angry, furious. And then I said, no, I have to deal with this. So I demanded that the entire Star Council, they have to come in front of me. So I ordered. It was, when you're in desperate situations, you have no choice other than to take a commander role. So I took a commander role and I said, they have to come in front of me. No choice. Because I was very upset at that. So there was this loving energy presence of the star beings. They came with a beautiful smile. It's all energetic, and I see them energetically, not physically. And so I asked this, why did you do this to me? Why did you do this? I feel it's like a total trap. And why did you ask me to come to US and promise me that there's a 1 month project and it'll be traveling, blah, blah, blah. And I know that this is all a trap. Why did you do this to me? I believed you unconditionally. And I was doing everything from the space of trust. Why did you do that? Then, with a loving voice, they asked, who asked you to believe us? Who asked you to believe us? With a such loving voice. So it was a slap on my face. I was like, okay, okay, fine. The realization came. Then they said, you have to understand, this is the way we want you to learn. We are training you because you're going to do great things. So never ever follow anything blindly. Even it is from us, never ever follow anything blind. You should feel in your heart, you should resonate in your heart. And if your soul guides you, then you do it. So this is how we want to train you. So for 1.5 years, they've been guiding me totally. And it's and their ultimate training for me is not to follow any message blindly. Feel it in your heart, feel it in your being, and then only you listen. So this is how you become a master. So time has come for you to be a master. So with that blessing, I was like, wow, great, great awakening, great learning. So then immediately I booked a flight. See, until then, I was trying to book a flight. The return flights were so expensive. But after this message came, I said, okay, now my time has come to go back because I learned this lesson. So they have orchestrated this so that I travel to US and then learn this lesson and then go back. See, sometimes, theoretically, uh, they say something, we are not willing to listen. But when you go through this experience yourself practically, then it is like, the lesson is written on the stone. So I have to spend almost 3-4 lakhs for this lesson and all the way of traveling. And so then the flights were not available and it's too expensive. And then after this lesson, I went on the mobile and to see the return flight. So there was a flight which is available for a very reasonable price, and then one seat is left. And that, so I booked. So I can see that all the dots were connecting. It is all a stage orchestrated. So then I came back. So this was the month of September 2014. So then I came back to India. And so after that, the crystal came to 2014, October. So exactly 1 month after, the crystal came to me. So this is how my spirit guides or my star friends, they want to train me before the crystal comes to me that I have to be a responsible person. And the final lesson is to always tune into your heart. Never go for these messages. So never go for this external guidance. A master never needs an external guidance. A master always is a person who can feel the guidance within. So he doesn't need the extra antennas and support. So after that, I told myself, okay, unless I feel deep in my heart, I'm not going to listen to anything, whoever comes and says. So when the crystal came, see, like every gift comes with a responsibility. So the crystal is a very powerful crystal. And if I have this kind of belief system that somebody above is helping me, somebody above is guiding me, then there is every possibility I will misuse the gift. So that way they have prepared me to be a real authentic person before I received the crystal. And after I received the crystal, I said only meditation, nothing else. And later on, there were some channelers who contacted me within next 2 months. They were all these channelers were my friends. I know these channelers from all around the world. So because I was working with them, because I travel around and was working with them, they become very good friends. I spend very closely with them. And most of the time, the channelers, they are not intense meditators, or sometimes they are meditators, but they are not vegetarian. So the highest form of communication doesn't happen through this. In other words, a saint or an enlightened person doesn't channel through anybody. So this is as simple as that. No enlightened person channels. If you have reached a certain level of uh, consciousness, then you don't channel. You just vibrate through frequencies, like you communicate through feelings. So later on, when some of my friends, they said, oh, this is this message, the star beings want to give you this message, or the galactic council want to give you this message, and they want you to do this. I'll tell them, okay, listen, you got a message from the galactic council. Okay, go and tell them to give the communication directly to me, not through a medium, because I'm willing to listen. So go and ask them to give the message directly through me. And my heart space is the receiving station. Go and ask them to give the message directly to me. I don't want this mediators in between. Go. So after that, no more channeling message, nothing. I'm always guided by my heart space. And it was such a beautiful journey. Uh, yeah. And uh, there was this interesting episode in Autobiography of a Yogi book with Yogananda Paramahamsa, Yogananda Paramahamsa's book. Like Yukteswar Giri would meet Babaji, and then he was so excited to share that with his colleagues when he comes back. And he had a gift, Yukteswar Giri had a gift or a boon given by Babaji that whenever you call, I'll appear. Right? So he wants to prove his colleagues that whatever he's saying is true. So he invites Babaji to prove his colleagues. Then Babaji comes and he scolds him and said, you have misused the gift. So from here onwards, whenever you call, I won't come. Only when I feel like coming, I come. right? So his own student, he is not willing to. So this is how I'm giving this example, because this is how the enlightened masters are. That enlightened masters like Buddha, Jesus Christ, or Babaji, or any enlightened master, they won't come just because we call them. And as a matter of fact, see, for the communication to happen, see, these are the lessons I learned through my own life experiences. So I'm sharing this so that you get inspired by it. That's all, nothing else. You see, for communication to happen, your frequency should match, right? So it's just like, take the transistor. You want to listen a song in a transistor, which is telecasted from a radio station. So it is coming in 100 megahertz, for example. So you tune your transistor to 100 megahertz, and then when there is a frequency match, then you listen that song. If the frequency doesn't match, then you don't listen in the radio. So you have to tune your radio to that particular frequency to listen to that, whether it's a news channel or whether it is a music or whatever. You have to match that. So similarly, it is possible, it is definitely possible that you can have a communication with enlightened masters. Definitely it is possible. But for that, are you ready? That is the question. Is your frequency in vibration with that enlightened master's frequency? If that is the case, then the messages, you feel the message in your heart. The communication is already there. You are vibrating in the same frequency. So it is our responsibility to raise our frequency to that level, that we are in communion with the God, that we are in communication with God frequency. And I'll tell you, we don't have this identity. Like, this is also one of the lessons my spirit guides, they told me when they revealed my past life. This was in the year 2014, early 2014, January. So my spirit guides came and they awakened my past life. And I was in a public library and I got awakened. My past life got awakened. And I was feeling in my body cells that past life. It is not in meditation that I saw my past life. Probably if I had seen the past life in my meditation, I would have rubbished off, oh, I'm imagining or something. But it was happening in the physical, within the body, I can feel that past life. And I cannot deny that experience because my physical body is trembling, totally trembling. I can feel it. So I cannot deny that. So then that moment, the spirit guides came and they said, we normally don't speak about past lives. For us, the lifetime of so and so, what I was experienced, the past life, and the lifetime of Pradeep, they both are illusions. They simply wrote up. They said the past life and this life, both are illusions. The lifetime of Pradeep and that lifetime, both are illusions. We know you as energy. We know you as energy. That's all. So we are here to reveal. We normally don't speak about past lives, but it is important that we have awakened that past life in you, so that, because that is the foundation. What you're going to do in this lifetime is based on that past life. You will start from there. So back in the year 2014, before the crystal came, they said you will travel around the world and you will do so many work. And because that is what I was doing in the past life also. So that is the continuation. So they were saying. So here the important point to understand is uh, we don't have names. So you have to understand this. We don't have a body. So this body has a name. But what about the past life? The past life has another name. The other past life has another name. So we have taken 100 lifetimes. So we have 100 names. But that is not our identity. Right? So we are pure consciousness, we are pure energy. We don't have names. We are just a frequency, we are just a vibration, we are pure consciousness. So imagine an enlightened master who has completed his journey, and we call with that last particular human incarnation's name, but that is not the identity. So, for example, we call Jesus. Okay, Jesus has come and he has channeled a certain message, but Jesus was the name in that particular incarnation, but that is not the identity of the soul. Okay, and sometimes we get there are a lot of mischief entities. They camouflage, and they play in a mischief. And we feel that, yes, we got communication from here, we got communication from there. No, no enlightened masters gives you communication. Please understand this point. Once for all, you understand this. No enlightened master is interested to give you any message. Every enlightened master wants you to be a master. Every enlightened master wants you to raise to a certain frequency that where there is no message needed for you. Okay. If somebody is giving a message, most likely, not all the cases, 99.99 cases, that is a mischief. So we have to be aware with this. When you sit in meditation, so these conditions are very simple. It's very simple conditions. If you are vibrating in purity, when you are vibrating, your soul is vibrating in purity, and there is no selfish interest. There is no selfish interest, and you're vibrating in your purity, and you're totally in your heart space, and you are in the space of surrender. In that space, you as a person, as an identity, dissolve. You as an ego, you as an identity, disappear. So what remains is pure awareness. What remains is pure consciousness. So in that space, there is a communication with God happening. So you can, whether you can call it as a God, whether you can call it as a higher self, or whether you can call it as a spirit guide, whether you can call it as angels, star beings, whatever it is, they're all frequencies, they're all pure energy. So when you can raise your frequency to its purity without any selfish interest, without any identity, you just are in your heart space, pure space, letting go of all the identities and want to serve unconditionally and want to just, you are in that pureness that you are not seeking anything. You don't want anything. You don't want anything. You're not seeking anything, but you are in the space of surrender. Right? So when you are in that space, you will get all the guidance from the God. Because God wants to communicate with you individually. Are we ready? That is the question. So the more you meditate, the more you are in your heart space, the more you let go of all the ego, the name and fame, the identifications. Because I used to have that spiritual ego. I used to have that spiritual ego when the star beings are coming and they are communicating with me and they are giving me certain things, instructions. So I used to feel so good about it. But later on, I realized that that is a spiritual ego. So I have to go all the way to US to learn that lesson. But you guys are lucky that you don't need to go and spend that much money to learn that lesson, because I'm sharing this lesson. See, the spiritual ego is very subtle. Let me tell you, the spiritual ego is very, very, very subtle. And you have to be very careful about this, because that spiritual ego will become a stumbling block in your evolution, in your journey towards enlightenment. No master will communicate to you unless you yourself are in that vibration. And when you yourself are in that vibration, there is no need for them to communicate. But yes, they will communicate, not for your sake, but through you, some grander work is going to happen. So the communication will happen not for yourself per se, but through you, some good is going to happen to others. And that is a beautiful moment. When you have this communication with the higher self, when you have this communication with the spirit guides, that is a very beautiful moment. That is a very blissful moment. And that moment cannot be expressed in words, because you are experiencing that God energy for the first time within you. It's a blissful experience. There is no separation. Again, there is no separation between you and God. You have to remember that. When you say that Jesus Christ has come and given me a message, so you are seeing Jesus Christ as separate from you. But he has evolved to a certain extent. He is evolved to the oneness consciousness. And do you think he will appear to you and be in the separation? So they are in oneness consciousness. So when you meet them, when you happen to meet these saints, when you happen to meet these enlightened masters, there is no separation. That is an important sign for you to see that whether it is real or not. There will be no separation. For example, you happen to meet the Christ consciousness or the Buddha consciousness. In my case, when I met my spirit guides, there is no separation between me and them. I became them, they became me. It's one consciousness, it's one energy. In that one consciousness, in that one energy, you will have this download. You will have this energy download. You will have that awakening experience. That is a real communication. That is a real message. The real message is a message where there are no words. The real message is a message, there is no separation. The message is vibrating in your heart as feelings. Only teardrops can be shown to the outside, that you will have a certain teardrops when you have that awakening, when you have that God experience, tears will come in your eyes. So that is tears will come in your eyes, your whole body will tremble, your heart space is so vibrant and expanded that you feel that you are vast all over. There is no limitation within your body. You don't feel you yourself within the body. You feel yourself as unlimited. You feel yourself as egoless, identityless, in oneness. So that is the real communication. Okay. Other than that, it's all child's play. Ego, spiritual ego. But having said this, everybody has to go through that path. Everybody has to fall into the spiritual ego, then they can rise up from the spiritual ego. So it is quite a natural journey for everybody, where we all learn from our mistakes. Like I learned from my own mistake, where I was flying high in my own spiritual ego, and then I have to learn my lessons. So similarly, every person has to go through this cycle. Every person will go into the spiritual ego, and later on, every person naturally will learn and grow and evolve and come out of the spiritual ego. Now, coming back to this death, again, death is an illusion. Right? There is no such thing like death. We are all eternal beings. But if you want to realize it, meditation is the only. The more and more you realize, the more and more you do meditation, the more naturally you realize that there is no death. The topic is over there. There is nothing more to add. No death, full stop, finished. Because you yourself has realized it. Right? See, the humanity is suffering because of fear. The whole humanity is suffering because of fear. And among all the fears, the greatest fear is death, the fear of death. Among all the fears, the greatest fear is the fear of death. You can read 1,000 books about no death. You can listen to 1,000 workshops about no death. Nothing will change in you. You will be the same person. No transformation will happen. Yes, that moment you feel, yes, wow, excited. Your intellect feels good. But there comes a moment where you have to still, you are the same old person. Nothing transforms. When I say nothing transforms, what I really mean is theoretical explanations will not transform you. But then why we are having these classes and why we need so many books? It is for you to motivate you to do meditation. The more you listen to these kind of workshops and classes and you read books, the more it motivates you to do meditation. It is through your own meditation you will have this experience that there is no death. Okay. So the greatest of all the fears is the fear of death. And also I remember that I was having this conversation with Patriji. It was, I left it. So I was telling Patriji that in my own experience of vacating the body in Ladakh, I said, I was teaching the people no death, don't fear death. But when it happens to me, I was also fearful. I was also frightened for 5 minutes. It was like something is going to happen. I was absolutely having this fear. But then it was only there for 5 minutes, 5 seconds. And after that, I surrendered because I'm very good at surrendering. So more than 5 seconds, I cannot take the fear. I said, I better surrender. So when I shared this experience, that I asked Patriji that what kind of a bluff I am. I was traveling around the world and I was teaching, don't fear death. But when it happened to me, I myself was fearful of death. So then Patriji answered, no, you are right. It is quite natural that you got that experience. Even greatest of the greatest enlightened masters, before death, they will have fear for 5 to 10 seconds or 15, 20 seconds. They will have the fear of death. It is quite natural because the soul is being used to this body for a long time. And suddenly when the soul realizes that it is going to leave the body, so few seconds of fear is very natural even for enlightened masters. It is very natural because it's being used to living in this body for so many years and suddenly it wants to leave. So it is not, you specified, the fear is not the fear of your soul. Your soul absolutely knows that there is no death. It is not the fear of your soul. As a master, you know that there is no death. So the fear is not from your soul. The fear is from the body. The body goes through that fear because the soul is going to depart for 5, 10 seconds. But if you are not a master, then you fear your whole lifetime. But if you are a master, only a few seconds, the body goes through the fear, which is perfectly natural. Okay. So among all the fears, the fear of death is the greatest fear. Through your meditation, once for all, you finish it. Once for all, you realize that there is no death. Then you live a king size. Then the rest of your life, you live a king size life. Okay. And then life becomes a joy. You celebrate. And for you, the earth is no more a limitation. You become an interdimensional traveler. You can travel to any dimension you want. You can travel to any galaxies you want because you know that there is no death, and you know that you are a free will. See, like when you have frequent flyer points, you have more points. You have the option to choose any flight you want, any country you can go. Similarly, more you do sadhana, more you do meditation, and more you teach meditation, or more you do service, more you have punya. Okay, more you have good karmas in your account. You become eligible to travel all the dimensions, wherever the dimension you want. You can consciously travel. Okay, so doing meditation, sincerely doing meditation for your own. You don't do meditation for anything else. You don't do meditation to know your past lives and all those things. You do meditation for self-realization. Some people, they do meditation to heal their body. Some people, they do meditation because they have some financial problem or emotional problem. Enlightenment doesn't happen. Yes, your problems will go, but enlightenment doesn't happen. If you have the deep quest within your being that I want to know myself, then only the self-realization will happen. Then only the enlightenment happens. So unless you have the deep quest within you, enlightenment is not possible. So your sincerity is very, very important. For what purpose you are meditating? You are meditating to know yourself. That's it, single point agenda, nothing else. And when you have that do or die attitude, then you are bound to get enlightened. So when you have this do or die attitude, then nothing will stop you. You will be sincere, you will be serious, and you are not focused on the distractions, you are not focused on the siddhis, you are not focused on the external gifts, you are only focused on yourself. For example, if your only goal is self-realization, then suddenly the angels appear or other people appear and they'll give you a gift. Then you will simply say, what will I do with the gift? I'm not meditating for the gift. I'm meditating for my self-realization. So until I realize myself, I'm least interested in all the siddhis. So you are least bothered even if higher masters come, because your only purpose is for you to realize. You will not go behind siddhis because nothing will satisfy you. The siddhi is going to postpone your enlightenment. You will realize that by then. So your one point agenda will be self-realization. So that becomes an eligibility that you have proved yourself, you have earned it. So with that eligibility, you become an interdimensional traveler. You realize that you are a multidimensional personality. You yourself realize very naturally that you are not limited to this particular dimension. You live simultaneously in many, many dimensions. And you will realize that you have come here for a purpose, and you will start living your purpose. You will come out of all the limitations. And with that understanding, you will be very humble, very simple. You will live like a normal person because you realize that every single person is the same. Every single person is equally great. You are not the only one. Every single person is equally great. You will naturally have that humbleness. So doing meditation, sincere meditation, reading books every day, and having the Sajjana Sangatyam, Guru Sangatyam. And the most important is the attitude that you want to realize yourself and you want to grow and you want to serve others. You want to realize yourself and you want to also simultaneously serve others. When you have this attitude of serving others, then you have the frequent flyer points. Okay. So the more you serve others, the more you have bonus points in your account. So after you finish this journey on the planet Earth, when you go back home, when you go back to the higher worlds, so there you will see so much of account, frequent flyer points you have done so much of service. So then the spirit guides will say, wow, what a great journey you had. So which dimension you want to go? Now you choose. It's like the top rankers, they choose the university they want to go. But if you don't get good rank, then whatever the university is available, you have to go there. But if you're a top ranker, you can choose the university, you can choose the subject. It's your choice. So you become an interdimensional traveler. So before death, this opportunity exists. This moment is the moment. See, after death, anyway, you will come out of the illusion. The whole game is that you have to come out of the illusion before death. So this moment, you correct yourself. This moment is a learning opportunity for you to be a superior man. A superior man in the sense, a man of high standards, a man of high ethics. A man who is a realized person is a superior person. Okay. So anytime death can happen, this physical death, anytime the death can happen. In Buddha's words, as long as you have breath, you have something to learn. As long as you have breath, there is something for you to learn. And the death can happen any moment. The physical death, the so-called physical death, can happen any moment. So now this moment is the time for you to go through the actual realization that there is no death through your own meditation. And the attitude for you to grow, and the attitude for you to serve, and the attitude for you to be a better human, that attitude matters. Okay. So it started with having an interactive session with, yeah. Thank you very much. I think I'll take some questions or feedback from somebody, and I'm more than happy to listen others and learn from others. See, for me, friendship matters. So the more you interact with me, the more you ask questions, the more I remember you, and the more I want to be friend with you. Yes.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Very important points that you have mentioned about from your own uh, life experiences. Asking for the help in the emergency is important. Keeping the ego aside and to be very humble to ask for the help without any ego. And also having the pure heart, as Jesus said, blessed are those who are pure at heart, and for them it is the kingdom of God. So having that Trikarna Shuddhi is important. You nicely conveyed that message, and it is with our own meditation we will understand the truth.
Yeah.
And
So the first thing is you should not ask for help.
Yeah.
That is the first point. You should not ask for the help. That is the first. And in emergency, you should ask.
You should ask, yes. Yeah. So, yeah, emphasized the importance of meditation. Finding your own truth is very important to understand that there is no death. So, having that self experience realization is more important than any other uh, reading the books or listening. It can inspire and motivate to do more meditation, but yeah, it is important to do meditation. That is the emphasis. So that's so beautifully conveyed. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Radhikanjaru. So we have GK sir also. Namaste,
yes.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Pradeep, and then nice to hear you as well. And the concepts which you told about the messages and the masters and the guidance. Definitely, it is phenomenal because most of the seniors are there here. I hope they will take it in a positive note and go forward with the messages that they get. Because at the end of the day, we all see some spiritual development finally. That also you have clearly a kind of a star, a disclaimer you said very clearly what are the messages we are getting. If we keep on implementing it, that is how we grow, and the ego will drop, and one fine day we will blossom like a lotus, So in that way, as a process of enlightenment, of course, they are right, and at the same time, how they come. So, clearly, that hardcore spiritual science, that is what we all learn from Patri sir, and I know you came from the mouth of Patriji, so that's why definitely you will shatter in your own way wherever there is darkness. And so, rather than the question for the today's topic, I would like to ask you your plans in this regard towards the Europe and UK. We are going to conduct the May program as well. So, what are your plans? Can you narrate in brief, in short?
I'm in Munich now. I'm in Germany, so I'm here till the Purnima program, which is going to happen in Germany. So I was traveling, and so last week I was in Geneva, Switzerland, and the before week I was in Zurich. So I was shuffling between Switzerland and Germany for the last 2 weeks, and next week I'll be in Austria, and I'll be traveling to. After that, I'll be traveling to UK. So yeah, going and meeting the people and doing workshops, and I'll be spending 2 months in Europe. So that was my agenda, that I will be here in Europe for 2 months. I came here on 19th March. So
Okay.
till 19th May, I will be in Europe. And after that, I have to go and participate in the Buddha Purnima celebrations in the ashram in Tamil Nadu. So yes, by the end of the month, I'm planning to come to UK. So that's my plan.
That's
So yeah, just going, meeting the people, making friendships, and at the
Adjusting.
same time, when I go there, something happens, contacts happens, friends happen, so something blossoms in that particular place. So I'm waiting to see what magic is going to unfold in UK. And yeah, the vision is we will like to have an ashram in UK near Wales. So yeah, so the
In the
plan
Wales.
is to identify the land, to procure a land of about 20-30 acres, and build a pyramid and have an ashram, or more of a spiritual retreat center, where a center where any seeker, any sincere seeker can come and meditate and be part of a 1 week program or a 10 days program, and they can actually experience enlightenment.
Oh, that's really great news for the UK then. So it's
It's a
kind of
collective
Wales.
project.
Yeah, collective project, but it's a kind almost like fixed in Wales, more or less thinking of Wales only.
Yeah, that was my intuition, like it would be in Wales.
That's great.
But I'm open. I'm not anything specific.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just open. I'm coming with open mind to see all the possibilities.
So thank you, Pradeep. Thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Thank you, Vijay Garu. We will definitely catch up. Yeah.
Thank you.
So the few people who raised their hands. Okay. So on is Monica.
Please. Yeah, Monica ji, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Pradeep ji, for such a wonderful wisdom sharing. I got 2 time, channeling message from Gaia. They activated my heart chakra and they sent me back to the earth. They said, now your task is to, okay, they don't want me to disclose it. Sorry. I will
That's
continue. Nice. Yeah. During the session, whatever you said, it make perfectly the sense to me because I was almost connected with you during the whole session. Even I'm connected with Mahavatar Babaji's energies. As you said that I never met Patriji or Babaji in physical form, but from inside I know who is around me, what is the energy, what is the guidance I'm getting. Do you feel the same, or it is just because I never know about anything about PSSM. And when I saw my past life, I saw Mahavtar Babaji's. I have a connection with Mahavtar Babaji. But the moment I joined PSSM, I feel Patriji all the time with me.
So what is your question?
So my question is, like, when you got the channel message, right? I don't want to go in illusion or anything. Like, now I was going to tell you something, but they stopped me to tell you the things. Yeah, because
They will
sometimes
stop you.
there are
Naturally,
things
they will stop.
you can't reveal it before the time it is going to happen. But I always feel the strong connection with Patriji, with Mahavtar Babaji all the time.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Very interesting. Are you ready to take it? It's going to be a bit hard what I'm going to say. Are you ready to take it?
Yes, I will.
Absolutely sure?
Yes.
Okay. So if it is the truth, why they would stop you not to share?
No, the Gaia one, they gave me some specific task, which whenever I'm doing meditation, I'm not in the meditation, means I was doing chanting before. Now I do guided meditation all the time. It is wherever is I'm doing it in a group. Whenever I'm connected with the group, the messages, I know it is not from me. I means
Okay.
how can I get the vibration of everyone? How I can get the messages of the what people are feeling in their life?
Okay. So this is actually a deep subject, but I will just give you my own example because at the end of the day, I will speak my examples. The simple understanding is when you look for something, when you ask for something, there is every possibility. There are many mischief entities around there. When you ask, when you look for something, then there is every possibility the mischief entities will come as a disguise. And when they come, they give you a lot of gifts. They come with a mask and they give you a lot of gifts. And it is almost impossible for you to discern. The word discernment is your ability to see through the veil. So it's almost becomes impossible to discern because you are looking for something, you are desperate, So that moment you don't have this cut through capability to discern. So they will give you certain guidance. 99% they will give the guidance in the right way. They will use highest truth. They will use certain beautiful words and they will tell you what's going to happen and this and that. 99% they will perfectly deal with it. So you will have no doubt that, this is a mischief entity. The moment you start trusting them, yes, this is a guidance I'm getting from a higher master. The moment you start trusting them, because they do all the things to get your trust. And the moment you start trusting them, they will show the mischief where you cannot discern that it is a mischief because you already trusted them. I'll tell you my experience in 2014. I visited Dehradun. So there was this National Institute. It's a central government headquartered National Institute for Blind People. So it is a British era colonial time built building and very huge campus. So the director invited me for a meditation session. And so when I was doing this, so after I finished the session, then there's another person who entered the room and the director introduced me. Oh, he's a very special person in our campus. He's born blind because most of the people are blind there. The people who teach are also blind. So he's a very special person and he has all the gifts to see the people inside out. He can scan the body and he can see where the energy is blocked and he will just put the hands there and the healing happens naturally. So whenever I have any issues from fever or muscle pain or any kind of pain, I'll go, he will just know where the nerves are, where the energy is getting blocked, and he will put it and he will clear it off. So that is the gift he has. So he's a very special person in our institute. So I want him to meet you. So the moment he entered the room, so we were in a conference room. So we entered the room, my crystal was placed in the table. And the first thing he said, wow, such a powerful crystal, such a beautiful crystal. And he's blind, no eyes, blind, no pupils, no retina, nothing, blind. So he said, wow. So he was describing the crystal. He was describing the crystal as 144 facets. So I thought maybe he has heard that it's a 144 facet crystal. So I wanted to test him. So I said, okay, can you tell in which direction the crystal is? He exactly showed in which direction the crystal is. And he said, I'll tell you that you are traveling. So what are the countries you traveled before? I'll tell you that. So he gave 2 countries, which was exactly right. And he said, this is the next country you are going to go. So he was giving that pinpoint. See, my travels, my international travels, nobody knows. And he was precise to say which countries I traveled before I arrived in Dehradun, and what are the cities I visited. So it was very phenomenal. I was like, wow, it's a great gift here. You're able to see. Then I asked, wow, it's amazing. He said, yes, I'm connected to the angels and the angels guide me. And it's the angels which speaks through me. I'm able to see all those things. Then I asked, how do you do these gifts and how do you do this healing and how can you see? He said, one day the angels appeared and they gave me this gift. And ever since then, I'm doing this as a service. Okay. I was like, okay, very interesting, great. And then the next day, we were doing a crystal meditation session in another place in Dehradun, not in that university. So I said, okay, you also can come because he missed the first meditation. So I said, okay, you come and join there for the meditation, for the crystal meditation. So he was very excited and he came to another place in Dehradun, to another center. And then we were doing the crystal. So as soon as I took the crystal and I kept it out, then he said, oh, I have a message from the angelic kingdom. Do you want me to share? So the alarm bells started ringing within me. Okay, fine. Because he was a really super special person because really has the gifts. So I said, yeah, go ahead. Then he said, the crystal is actually speaking through me. So the crystal is asking me to tell you to have a milk bath once in a while for the crystal. And I was like, okay. And then see, there were people around and everybody know he's a very special person. And everybody was like, wow. So they were like, he started communicating with the crystal. And then I said, okay, next. What next? Then he said, yeah, the crystal wants you to make sure that, once in a while you take the crystal out and do some abhishekam because it is like a spatikam, it is like a lingam, you have to do some, pour water and do at least once in a month, you do the milk abhishekam. And so this is what it is guided. Then by the time I knew that it is time for him to, stop this nonsense. So then it is not me. So suddenly the voice came through me. It said, stop this nonsense and immediately reveal your face. Enough of the bluffing. Reveal your true face. And he was like, no, I'm not bluffing. It's a true. You believe me. I told him you are a cheat in front of everybody. And he's respected and he's like a superstar in that institute. They said, you are a liar. You are a cheater. You cannot cheat. Show your real face. And then he was saying, no, I'm real. This is true. I'm speaking, I'm real. And it is the message. The angels are speaking. I'm real. So he was saying, I'm real. 3-4 times he said, and then he started crying and he collapsed.
Mm.
And then a few seconds of silence. And then I asked, okay, now time for you to share what happened. He fell on the floor and he said, please forgive me. And then I asked, what happened? He said, a few years ago, there were these angels who came to him for the first time. And the angels told him that we are going to gift you a special gift where you are able to see through everybody. And you are going to help a lot of people. But for the gift, for us to give you the gift, you have to listen to us.
Mm.
You have to follow what we say. Then we'll give you that gift. So he immediately said, yes, I want that gift because he's born blind. He cannot see. Oh, I'm able to see. Yes, I want that gift.
Mm.
So all the time, these energies were coming like angels and, helping him, and he's able to see everything without eyes. But suddenly in that meditation, I said, I won't trust you. You are a cheat. You are revealed. So he was saying, no, it's true. It's true. And these people behind his back, behind his brain, they were saying, no, tell him we are real. Tell him we are real. We are angels. We are angels. But suddenly he saw the angels turning into demons. So he saw that the angelic mask dropped, and suddenly he saw the demons. So his whole being was shaken, that all these while he was listening to these demons. And also there's the crystal energy is there. See, there's a crystal energy, and there is such a group meditative energy is there, and then there is such a conviction that, get out of this nonsense. So he started seeing the demons, and he was in tears. And then he said, I cheated so many people. I cheated myself. And I don't know, my intention is really enlightenment. I want to really, awaken. But this came, that they came and they lured me with this special gift of able to see. So what should I do? I said, from now onwards, you do only meditation. You are not here to heal anybody. You are not here to give any messages to anybody. You focus on your meditation and you get enlightened. You open your third eye and then you are able to see. Without anybody's help, you are able to see. You have that potential. So from that day onwards, you become a sincere meditator. So I'm giving this example because most of the cases, it is the mischief entities which will come and they'll wear a mask.
Actually,
The one point you have to remember all the time, you have to remember is, if somebody is saying, oh, don't reveal, it is not the right time, that means it is not the truth. God wants you to speak the truth all the time. And if they're asking you to hide, that means there's something mischief already. So the question is, how do you help yourself come out of that mischief?
Actually, I'm a Reiki healer, level 9. So in the beginning, I know that when we do the Reiki, I recently joined PSSM. So we have to, symbolize on our hands to activate Reiki and everything. Yes, I was doing that. And recently, I visited to someone's house, whose house they have they were praying to the angels, right? And the day I enter into their house, even I feel so much intense energy on my third eye, like something attacked on my third eye. I felt that. I came home, I start doing meditation. Then I start connecting again with Mahavatar Babaji's energies, because I'm doing unified course as well. And due to that course, I will always, when I read the book, I know how I have to connect with the God's qualities. I don't have to believe in all those things. But sometimes when you are on your own, you feel something is there.
Meditation is the only way.
Yeah.
Meditate sincerely for your own self-realization. When you have that intent to know yourself, and when you have this intent to let go of all the identities, to let go of all the ego things, and you really want to know yourself, and you really want to live your purpose, and you really want to serve others, because you see yourself in everybody, and you want to live a simple life, you want to live a humble life, you don't want any name and fame, you don't want any attention, you just want to live an awakened life, this simple life. When you have this pure intent in your heart, then you are eligible for enlightenment.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing meditation. And even for the meditation, I'm doing free. I'm not charging for anything. For other things, even I'm not charging, because I'm feeling that, if you serve someone with the true intention, you are not only helping them, you're helping yourself as well on the same place.
Continue, Baba.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. So I was doing before chanting. So chanting is not good.
I am not here to say what is good and what is bad.
No, because sometimes you don't get someone who can share that wisdom with you. If someone
since you asked this question, chanting has its own purpose. Like, when you are in a space where there is so much of density, there is dense energies, there's a lot of dark energies. Suppose you check into a hotel room or you're visiting certain place where the energies are very dense. So this chanting, like you chanting an Om, cleanses that space, because every mantra has a certain vibration. So mantras can be used for space clearing, or mantras can be used for you in your own internal energy to get into a certain positivity, right? So for that purpose, you can use the mantras. But meditation is not mantras. You cannot get into your no thought state by using mantras, because when you say a mantra, you use your mind. Without using your mind, you cannot say any mantra. So by using your mind, you cannot empty the mind. It's a simple logic. So a mantra has its own purpose, but meditation, you need to go beyond the mantras. You need to go beyond visualization. You need to go on through your natural breath. So it's through your natural breath. First, you see, there are a few terms I want you to understand. When you do this, observing the breath, anapana, so what happens? You will notice a lot of thoughts. The thoughts are already there, right? The thoughts are already there, but you'll notice the thoughts. So then, chitta anupasana. Anu means little bit. Pasana means observing. Chitta anupasana. Chitta means thought. So you will get a lot of thoughts. So don't focus on the thoughts. Just focus a little bit and then immediately come back to the breath. That is chitta anupasana, the first stage. Then the second, kaya anupasana. Kaya means your body, a physical body and etheric body. Both are called kaya. So then you will see a lot of energy movements in your body happening, your physical body shaking, and then you feel tingling sensations, you feel pain, and you feel a lot of energy movements within your physical body, energy body. So kaya anupasana means anu means little bit. So kaya anupasana. Focus little bit and then again come back to the breath. So when in your process of meditation, whenever there is thoughts, come back to the breath. Don't give too much attention. And then in the energy movements in the body, come back to the breath. Don't give too much attention. Then the vipassana happens. Vipassana means intense. Vipassana means intense. So intense focus on the third eye region. So we have two visions, central vision and periphery vision. So while you're observing the breath, when this third eye gets activated, you should focus very intensely into the third eye activities. While you are aware of your surroundings, the surroundings are very periphery, but your focus is on the third eye. So when you focus on the third eye activities, then you will realize a lot of things about yourself. You will see your past lives. You will meet your guides, and a lot of things happens in the third eye. You will understand the bigger picture of life. Then again, you have to go beyond the third eye. Okay, you have to get into the fourth eye stage. The fourth eye is the wisdom eye, the spiritual eye. Many people get stuck in the third eye level. Again, that is an illusion. Many people think, oh, they have got a third eye and that's it, they're great masters. No. What you see through your physical eyes is an illusion. What you see through your third eye is a greater illusion. You need to go beyond it. So going beyond the third eye is the fourth eye, the spiritual eye, where your wisdom, you are an awakened person. Your common sense prevails. You listen to your heart. You don't listen to anybody outside. You listen to your heart feelings. And then there is pure common sense. There is pure logic. There is pure science. That is fourth eye. And when you reach that fourth eye stage, then that becomes your final lifetime. That means you're an enlightened person.
I have 3 time out of body experience, and I have the similar like you, 25 minutes without breath. I was in that time Lord Hanumana saved me, and later on after 2 times I saw myself, through the means the second time I was for more than 5-6 hours out of my body, and then I bring back to my life because they said there is a sorry, Raviji, just one. That there is a purpose I have to fulfill. So it is a the that really happened, or it was just what was it?
Enjoy all those experiences here. Don't question. That moment was beautiful. Enjoy it. Keep moving forward. That's all. See, there's a lot of magic which will happen to you in your life when you're in the spiritual path. There is a lot of magic which will happen. So the moment you question the magic, then the beauty of the magic is gone. So enjoy the magic, move forward. Enjoy the magic, move forward. The goal is self-realization and God realization. Self-realization happens through meditation. God realization happens through service. When you serve others unconditionally, then the God realization happens. So as long as your focus is not diverted, enjoy all the magic, enjoy all the Maya. The Maya is there to enjoy. So enjoy the Maya.
No,
Okay.
not the Maya person. I'm a single parent. I'm very hardworking.
No, Maya is not something bad, which I'm trying to tell you. Maya is not something bad. Enjoy all the dualities.
Maya is backstabbing.
No. All right.
Thank you, Monica ji. Thank you. Sorry, because just let us give opportunity to others. Yes, Ruchi, Master Ruchi, please.
Yes, Namaste Pradeep ji.
Namaste,
And
madam.
Namaste to all the masters present on this platform. So, Master Pradeep, every word said by you was like a pearl of wisdom that touched the heart. And I really felt like listening to your enriching experiences. And I just felt that, you just go on and you just go on, and your session just never ends. Because, talking from my own experience, I try to read books and try to connect with the books because I do not have those direct experiences. So the only kind of experiences that I try to have is with my connection with the books. And listening to your experiences that you yourself had, it gives an altogether different perspective. So thank you for sharing them all. And
It's a pleasure.
and I would like to ask you 2 questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, my first question is like, we have so many avatars of God, like Lord Vishnu had so many avatars, Lord Krishna and Gautam Buddha. So my question is that when God himself reincarnates, then why does he has to go through the whole process of finding truth, just like Gautam Buddha did?
Gautam Buddha was an enlightened person in his past life only. He
Okay.
was a bodhisattva.
Mm-hmm.
So a bodhisattva is an enlightened person who teaches spiritual science to another. So there are 3 stages: Arihant, Bodhisattva, and Buddha. So Arihant is a person who is intensely focused on meditation, intensely focused on mauna, intensely focused on mindfulness and all the sadhanas for his own awakening. That is an Arihant stage where he awakens, he realizes his own potential. Then after a few lifetimes, he takes as a bodhisattva where he teaches his own experiences. He teaches the spiritual science. Simultaneously, he does more meditation also, a bodhisattva stage. And then he reaches the Buddhahood stage where he realizes that he's there everywhere. And then through, you learn as a student in the practice of meditation, you learn a lot of things. And also as a teacher, you learn a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So the final lifetimes is the Buddha lifetime. So in the Buddha lifetime, people go through oneness consciousness, where there is no separation. The Aham Brahmasmi realization happens. And then they are into, playful consciousness. A Buddha is never a serious person. So that's why we have the laughing Buddha. A Buddha is always laughing in every situation. And he see himself in everybody. Ishvara Pranidhana. He see Ishvara in everybody. He see God in everybody. He see himself in everybody. He see God in everybody, because God and he are the one person. So for a Buddha, God is not an external subject. God is an internal subject. And he will realize that God is within me. Right. So that is a very final stages. And when that stage comes, it becomes a final lifetime. So once you reach a Buddhahood, then you don't reincarnate. Then the subject is finished. You don't reincarnate on the planet Earth. But yes, you radiate your light all over. Right? You become an inspiration for many people. So these are the people who we call it as an avatars. Right? An avatar is a person who is an inspiration. Like Jesus Christ is an avatar. Like the Christians call them, he's a son of God. He's a messenger of God. He's an avatar. Like he inspired the whole planet Earth. Like the Buddha inspired the whole planet Earth. Muhammad inspired the whole planet Earth. So these people, so you have to understand that you will take lifetimes. Just because you are enlightened, it doesn't mean your lifetime is finished. There's many more to learn. You have to teach enlightenment to others. You have to teach spiritual science to others. And then only that becomes the final lifetime. And then you become until then you are Amsatma. Amsatma, you know Amsatma? Amsa is a small part of the Atma incarnates. Okay. Then in the final lifetime, you become Purna. So when you become Purnatma, you don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
So the graduation from Amsatma to Purnatma happens in the final lifetime. So that is called a Buddhahood stage, where you have become complete Purnatma. So when you become Purnatma, see the soul, this is how the soul, okay, the speck of a soul is placed in the causal world, what we call it as a home. So these worlds like physical world, after this astral world, after this mental world, and after this causal world. So causal world is what people call it as home. That's where the souls are. It's like a home for the soul. So when you vacate the body, you eventually go back to the causal world. From the causal world, you plan your reincarnation back again to the physical. You take a new physical body, you take a new astral body, you take a new mental body, and then you incarnate. And after you vacate the body here, then you go to the astral world. When you're in the physical body, you are in the physical world. Then when the physical death happens, then you go to the astral world because you are in the astral body. So then you live for a certain time there, have certain astral experiences, then you go through the astral death. Like you go through the physical death, you go through an astral death where you drop the astral body. Then you go to the mental worlds. Then you go through a mental death and you drop the mental body. Then you go to the causal worlds. And from the causal worlds, again, you reincarnate to the physical. So this cycle continues, punarapi janana, punarapi manana, again birth, again death. So this is the Amsatma stage. And through this, reincarnations, through this multiple births, the soul gains a certain potential, certain knowledge, and the soul keeps on expanding, the soul keeps on learning. And at the final stage, the Amsatma becomes Purnatma, and from the causal world, it goes into the supracausal. And then it doesn't come back to the earth. Then it goes to the college, it goes to another dimension. The journey continues, the learning continues.
Right. Okay.
Did
Thank
I
you.
answer your question? Because you need to understand the bigger picture to be able to
Yes,
grasp it.
I got that, Master Pradeep. And I just have one more question, which is that when a soul progresses from being a young soul or an infant soul to a mature adult and an old soul, then in the process, right from the beginning, till it becomes an old soul, then through each process, it also incurs a lot of karmas. So, just like animals, they're bound by their instincts and they cannot work beyond their instincts because they're bound, they're limited by their instincts. So, in the similar manner, when we are born as a young soul, then our awareness, then our understanding is also limited.
Naturally.
But yes, but the karma that we incur in that young soul, we have to pay back. But so my question is that, this is so natural that a soul progresses from being a young to an adult or an old soul. So, we are also bound by the level of understanding. We are also bound by the level of awareness. And according to our own level of awareness and understanding, we incur karma. So my question is then, why do we also have to repay our karma when we did something which is not under our awareness, which is not under our understanding? Because we did our best as per our knowledge, as per our understanding.
You have a free will. All the souls have a free will as a free choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you had a free will in every lifetime. The souls have free will in every lifetime, but they were influenced by the external circumstances. And they were influenced by their external circumstances, and they go through a certain karmic, they go through a certain actions, they do a certain actions out of name and fame, ego, or whatever, and they incur that. So this karma is a way of learning. So the
Yeah.
karma is not a punishment system. So it is through the karma process the soul learns.
True.
So you first do the mistake and then you learn from the mistake. So that is how the souls learn on the planet Earth.
True.
So we learn through mistakes. So it is that process. So you should never be afraid to do any mistake because only through the mistakes you learn. The only thing you need to make sure is don't repeat the mistakes. Okay. So it is a very natural phenomenon that in a baby soul, young soul, infant soul, they do a lot of bad karmas. Right? And through that bad karmas, they go through a certain experience. And that experience is necessary for them to progress. See, there is a saying in Telugu, roughly which translates to, unless you finish off, unless you experience all the luxuries, you cannot let go of the luxuries. Right? So for a person who is dreaming of having a car, he's born in a poor family, he's dreaming of having a car. You cannot go and tell him, hey, drop all those dreams. It is all nothing but material thing. Focus on meditation. No, he won't do that because for him, he has to experience it. But for a person who has experienced all kinds of cars, for him, he is very ready to let go because He has experienced all the things. He's looking for something else. He's looking for something better. So in the infant soul, young soul stages, they want to experience the materialistic thing. The soul has come for that purpose. The soul has come to experience all possibilities on the planet Earth, all external pleasures, all bodily pleasures, all mental pleasures. They want to experience it. And after that experience, the soul becomes mature. Without that experience, the soul can never become mature. That experience is very fundamental. So that's why they go through that experience. But later on, they pay back that experience. And while paying back, they learn beautiful soul lessons. So it is through this karmic process, they learn beautiful lessons. And it's all fun. The whole journey on the planet Earth is fun. From the soul perspective, it is fun. From the soul perspective, it is amazing. Okay. From the mind perspective, we think like, why the soul has to go through that process? Why the soul has to go through that suffering? But from the soul perspective, it is a celebration. It is an adventure. From the soul perspective, the soul is rejoicing with that adventure.
Got it.
See, like a movie artist, the senior you are, you want to take complicated roles. Because the movie artist is done with the small roles, is done with the simple roles. He want to take complicated roles because he want to challenge himself to see what kind of a great artist he is, what kind of a great actor he is. So we are all actors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Mallika ji.
Thank you, Ruchi ji. So you are from?
I'm from Munich.
No, okay. You're also living in. Okay, good. So next, Neelima wants to ask.
Hi, Pradeep sir. Namaste.
Namaste, madam.
Yeah, very happy to know that you are coming to UK. Heartful welcome to UK, sir. And I would like to invite to Birmingham. Please come and stay with us. Please stay in Birmingham in my house and we can arrange session. I'd like to heartfully invite you. That's all.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful session, wonderful wisdom. You have cleared so many doubts and it's amazing session. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the session.
What is the most important point which has touched you in this session?
Actually, you said believe it in your heart, feel it in your heart, and then only listen, then listen and act. I do that actually. Only when I feel like doing things, I do. If somebody tells me to do, only if I am willing to do, I do. Otherwise, I do not do. But sometimes, for the sake of universal benefit, I think whether by doing that, work, is it benefiting others? I think that, and if it is benefiting others, I just go and do it. That is what I am doing at the moment. So, is it? What is your opinion on that?
You should always follow your heart, come what may.
Yeah, when it is benefiting the universe,
See, if it is benefiting, okay, we tend to think of saviors, right? We tend to think that we have come on a mission, we have come to help, we have come to save the universe. And okay. See, the simple thing is, you are primarily here for yourself. You have to understand that point. You have come to the earth for yourself. And when you're serving others, it gives a certain joy. You feel joy in your heart when you serve others.
Yes.
So you are not serving others for the sake of serving others. You are serving yourself. When you serve others, you serve yourself. When you help others, you help yourself. Like I'm teaching, I'm coming in the Zoom session and I'm sharing my experiences. It's not for you. It is for my own joy. I'm doing it. Primarily, it is my own joy. I feel such joy that I'm able to share certain experiences. I'm able to meet sincere seekers and I'm able to inspire somebody. And whenever I'm inspiring somebody, I'm also learning something from them. It's
Yes.
always a two-way.
Yeah.
Whenever I teach, I also learn from the students. Sometimes, you think, oh, what great teacher you are. You have spent your valuable time for us and you are teaching. Nothing like that. When I'm teaching, I'm also learning. The more I teach, the more I learn. And every time I meet a sincere student, that inspires me. I better be sincere. I don't want to be lazy. Okay. So I meet a student and I ask the student to share the experience. They say, sir, I meditated 8 hours and I got this experience. And it's like, oh, really? Okay, good. Thank you. You have inspired me. So I better be more sincere in my journey. So every time I meet a sincere student, I become more sincere. So the roles play. See, the role of a teacher, the role of a student, it's just a role.
Mm.
Right now, I'm teaching role, you are a student role, but it can reverse. It is in the perception. So all the time we are students. All the time we are students. That is the truth. Temporarily, we do a role play as a teacher. So the more I teach, the more I'm helping myself. The more I serve, the more I'm helping myself. So if you understand this,
Yeah.
then you should see that, okay, for a universal cause, that does it resonate good in my heart? Do I feel good in my heart? Then only I do it. Just because it is helping others, I don't want to go against my heart. So here, the reference point is not it is helping others or not. The reference point is whether it is making you feel good, whether you feel expanded in your heart. You feel vibrant in your heart. You feel expanded in your heart. That should be the test. That should be the benchmark. If it feels expanded in your heart,
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah.
Whether it helps somebody or not, you're not bothered.
Mm.
Are you feeling good? You do it. You take responsibility.
See, taking sessions gives me such a joy, and also practicing meditation, I give very much importance to it. And sometimes I want to be just in that quiet place where I do not want to interact with anyone. But opportunities comes during that time. So I have to. I want to do that service. Despite of having the feeling to meditate, I want to go and interact with people and I want to take sessions. So that is where
Find a balance, find a middle path. See, you can spend all the time in solitude. You can spend all the time with yourself. But you have to also understand that when you feel like taking a time for yourself, you have to take time for yourself. Because that is what your feelings are, your communication from the higher self. You have to always remember this point. Your feelings are your communication from the higher self, your own higher self. So you feel like taking a break, you feel like being in solitude, take a break, but also understand the truth. Are you getting into the laziness? Because unless you teach others, you are not teaching yourself.
Exactly.
In this particular life, the whole life you can meditate, but you have to take one more lifetime to teach. So better teach in this lifetime. So find a middle path where there are certain days or certain weeks you are in your solitude. And then you come out of your solitude, because once you get into your solitude, then it becomes your comfort zone. So you have to pull yourself out of your comfort zone and then go teach. And then take a solitude and then teach. That's the best way, where you are giving time for yourself and also you are going and teaching, not for the sake of others, but for your own self.
Intention also matters, right? If we are teaching for ourselves, if we go with that intention, does the message reach to people? I always go with the intention for the benefit of universe and to do service.
That feeling will take you into the spiritual ego.
Okay. Self,
Okay.
if we think ourselves, that has a more chances to go to the ego, right?
Yeah, you say that I'm going to teaching for myself. See, if you want to go for a teaching, then you have to prepare, because in the class somebody will ask a question. So you have to be better prepared. So you train yourself to read more books, you train yourself to be more alert, more aware. And then the more you teach, the more you learn. See, the intention that, okay, if you're having this intention, I am doing it to help others, then the simple fundamental question is, who are you to help others? The
Universe
truth is, everybody should help themselves.
Okay.
And you cannot change another person. That is the truth. That is the ultimate truth. You cannot change another person. And everybody has to help themselves. This is the final word of Gautam Buddha, Apo Dipo Bhava. Everybody has to help themselves. Be a light unto your own self. Apo Dipo Bhava. When you understand this grandest truth, then who are you to help others? You are there as a teacher to help yourself, full stop.
Okay.
Then you are a simple person, you are a humble person. Life is happy. Why complicate the life unnecessarily?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes, please do come. We are looking forward.
Yes, madam. I'm happy to visit. And yes, I'm looking forward to visit.
Yes.
And yes, we will have casual gatherings, and I'm looking forward for the beautiful friendship. Thanks for the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very much.
Kiranji, are we overshooting the time? I don't know.
Yeah, we are, but that's fine. So we will, after Nilimaji, Sharadaji, and after that we have one sharing. So then we'll close one quick one. Yes.
Oh, so we want Balraj ji also to speak.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
the
a
last.
beautiful.
That's the last.
Sir, namaste, Balraj. Baad mein, first me, Riju.
Hi, Riju ji, namaste. Good to see both of you.
Thank you. Same here, sir. Same here. Nice to hear. Long time. But
Yes.
really, really lovely session. Again, if you ask me the question, what was the intake for today's? Again, listen to your heart. Don't listen to your brain. So be bindas. Never scared from anyone. Be truthful to yourself. So this is my intake. But my one question is, sir, how do we know that I need to ask for the help? How do I know this is an emergency situation? Because my mind is inbuilt. Whenever I'm in certain situations or in problems, I immediately say, because I know there are spiritual beings around me who are helping me to whatever the work task I chose, and they support me. So how do I know from I need to ask for help or not? Because this is my duty, and whenever any task I accomplish, I gratitude. Now I say gratitude. Earlier I was thinking I'm doing, but since I came into meditation, I realized there are so many beings around me who support me to fulfill my planning or task or my dreams. So I become more humble now. But is that the emergency situations? How do I know this is emergency situation?
Okay. So I think first of all, it's very simple. What you deserve, you get it. No matter what, whether you ask for the help or not, what you deserve, you will get it. Like you have a lot of good karmas in your account, your angels will come and help you. That is their duty. Whether you ask it or whether you don't ask it, doesn't matter. They will come and help you because you deserve the help, because you have a lot of good karmas in your account, because you have this good karmas in your account. When I say good karmas, that means you are unconditionally serving others. You are serving yourself, and also you are serving others. You have a lot of good karmas. So if you don't have good karmas, even if you ask for help, nobody will help you. Okay. So if you have a lot of good karmas, if you have punya, when I say good karma, that means punya. When you have a lot of punya in your account, even if you don't ask for help, the angels will come and help you. In emergency situation, you have to underline this point. Only in emergency situations, they will come. So what is an emergency? What is the definition of emergency? Definition of emergency is that you are vacating the body. Okay, so you're vacating the body, the time has come that you are vacating the body. So that is an emergency situation, but it is not the right time, but still you are in some danger. So that is an emergency. Okay, so in that emergency situation, they will naturally come and help. But as a spiritual teacher, the lesson is you should let go of that ego to ask for, because as a spiritual teacher, you will never ask help because you know the truth. You will get the help. Why should I ask for the help? But at times of emergency, we should let go of the ego and be humble and ask. That is also a lesson, paradoxical lesson. So just because you ask, it's not that they are going to help you, but you have to deserve it. So when you deserve it, then you receive it naturally. So to be precise for your question, there are 2 points to understand. One, If you have punya in your account, you will receive the help by default without you asking. Point number one. Point number two, when there is an emergency that you are about to die or about to vacate the body, that is an emergency. So in that emergency, you surrender to the higher. You surrender. You make a sacred prayer that, okay, I surrender. Whatever it is, I surrender. But if you have a deep longing that you want to still stay in the body, then make this prayer that if given a chance, I want to serve others. So that, that is a pure intention. So why the higher beings want to give you a second chance? They want to give you a second chance because through you, there's so many good things which is going to happen through you. And you make a sacred prayer that I will be a witness for all the good things to happen through me, and I will serve unconditionally. I will serve without ego space that I am doing it or it is happening. There is a difference when you say that I am doing it, I want to serve, or let the things happen through me, I surrender. So that is a space of surrender. So when you have that pure intent, then yes, you deserve help.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Sir, you must have seen there are so many messages, in the session. They all are inquiring, how do we get in touch with you? How do we get in touch with you? How do we get in touch with you? So I have an answer for everybody that, I don't know, sir, last you mentioned that you visited UK in 2019. So in 2020, officially, Patriji's residence was, announced here. So there is Patriji's residence here in UK in London. It's the nearest to the Heathrow Airport. And if anybody would like to see or meet Pradeep, sir, he's more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come and visit Patriji's residence. And I don't know which day you're coming, sir, but then please do let me know 24 hours only before, so that, Patriji's residence doors would be kept wide open to welcome you and to bow down in salutation for the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful work that you've been doing over the years. I can go on, and there are no words to express gratitude. I get very emotional every time I talk about you, because you're one person who's been so sincere in your sharing of wisdom to everyone around the planet. In the morning you are in Gyan Bharat, evening you are in Munich, night you are giving astral lessons to people, going in astrically, you're educating people. That's what I also heard today morning when the session was going on. So, great, sir, great. And I'm just waiting to hug you personally and to kind of meet you in person. So excited and so happy that you're going to finally be in UK.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Your words are heart-touching. So thank you very much. Looking forward. And yes, for the people, I'm not seeing the chats because my focus is on here. So for anybody who wants to be in touch, I think there's a WhatsApp group, and also you can email. I think maybe Nilima has raised the hand. Maybe Nilima would help to share that WhatsApp group and email. Yes, Nilima ji. Thank you, Balraj sir. Thank you. Yes,
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you, sir, in
Yes.
Patriji's residence.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nilima, please.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. So we are glad to hear that you're in Munich now. And myself and Ruchi will be very happy to host a session here. And we would like to ask all our questions. So my takeaway in this session is that what you have mentioned, that all these sessions have been here to motivate us. And what we take away with us is the real experience that we get motivated to do meditation more sincerely and in a more disciplined way. And I have two questions, sir. One thing is that, like a couple of years ago, I was connected with Arcturians. And how do we know that these star beings are equal, are similar to the divine entities, divine bodies that we know, like Krishna, Rama, or something? Is it the same ones, or is there any difference?
Okay. So for me, I would like to keep the things very simple, right? So whether it is an angel, or whether it is a star being, whether it is Krishna, or whether it is Buddha, whether it is Mahavatar Babaji, it doesn't matter. For me, what matters is that I am in oneness consciousness with the divine. That's all matters. So these are the names for the humans to understand. So at the end of the day, if you say that you have received a certain guidance from the Arcturians, so you are in that frequency, you are vibrating in that frequency. So they have come and communicated with you, right? So take the help, take all the possible help, as long as it is helping your evolution. Why not? Take the help. But the focus is always on your self-realization. It doesn't matter whether you are connected to Arcturians or Andromedans, or it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what really matters is, are you a self-realized person? Is there an improvement in your day-to-day life? Are you authentic in your words? Are you living an authentic life, like what you think and what you do and what you speak is the one and the same? There is purity in your words. There is purity in your heart. That matters. All the rest of the things doesn't matter. A real, like I gave you my example, like when they came and introduced, when they took me to the US, they asked me to go. So they introduced themselves as my friends from the council. Not this galactic council, but far away, Federation of Galaxies. Okay, so they said they are my colleagues in the council. That's what they have introduced. But that introduction doesn't mean anything for me. That introduction is only for the mind. But what really mattered to me was they taught me an important lesson. So that matters to me. So who they were, what they were, from you to understand from the mind perspective, yes, as in the initial introduction, it helps for you to comprehend from the mind level. You can comprehend, okay, they are star beings. But beyond that, it doesn't matter. Just keep it simple that you got a guidance from the divine. The divine has come through them. That's all. And again, Krishna or Jesus or Buddha, a real Krishna will never come as Krishna. A real Krishna will come only as consciousness, as pure energy. You will feel it in your heart. There is no identity. You cannot even see them. You cannot see Krishna because they are formless. They are beyond physical. But yes, to some people, they might appear as Krishna. That is where you need to be careful. Because a real Krishna will never come in the physical form. A real Krishna will come only in the pure energy form. Sometimes your heart is pure, but you have focused Krishna will be like this. In your mind, you have put an image for Krishna. So for you, Krishna will appear like that. It is not Krishna is like that, but in your mind, you visualize it, so you are able to see it that way. Okay. So again, to summarize it, it is you will get help in the process of meditation. You will definitely get, every sincere seeker will get help from the other side. It is bound to happen. It is not that I'm a special person, I got the help. No, every single person is special. And every single person will get guidance. And whether you are having the right guidance or not is your responsibility. If you are vibrating in a higher frequency, if you are vibrating in your own purity, then the mischief beings even cannot come near you. Because you are vibrating with such a high frequency, the mischief beings cannot come near you, even if they want. Even the mischief beings, they respect the purity. So they cannot even come near. So your focus, all the time your focus is, am I pure within myself? When I say pure, that means, are you authentic? Are you sincere? That is the definition of purity. The definition of purity is, are you really, really sincere for your own self-realization? Are you pure in your words? Are you pure in your heart? Are you pure in your feelings? Are you an authentic person? So as long as you have this vibration within you, then the divine is always going to help you, whether in terms of angels, whether in terms of star beings, whether in terms of some avatars or whatever, it will help. In my personal experience, I did have a certain encounter with to be more precise, yes, I did have certain encounter with Babaji. I did have certain encounter with Patriji. After Patriji vacating the body, I did have certain experience. So how that happened, I'll tell you one example. Like after Patriji vacated the body, and I was feeling like, suddenly he left. Until then, I was thinking he will take care of the bigger project, and my job is to happily go country to country, teach meditation, and that's all. He's there to take care of the bigger project. And suddenly, when he vacated the body, I was feeling like, I need to step up. Now there is a void. Who will I go and update all my travels? And so there was an internal calling that I should step up. And also, I was missing the friendly talk with him, because I used to have a very intimate talks and debates with. I used to have this intimate talks and debates with Patriji one-to-one. Sorry, I think I'm getting a little emotional when I speak about it. So I used to have this intimate talks with him, and our discussions are some, it's like it's in a very pure space. So I was missing that. So one day I was sitting in a pyramid. I was sitting inside a pyramid and I was meditating. And suddenly he started speaking to me. So I was focusing on a certain mission because he asked me to do certain things. And but the situations have changed. The external situations have changed. And I was thinking, like, how do I handle this? I was one day meditating in the pyramid, and suddenly his voice came, and he was speaking. I was listening his voice, not from outside, but from inside. I was listening his voice as usual, as he will communicate to me in a physical form. He was speaking to me. He said, Pradeep, remember this point. Whatever might be the changes in the external situation, your purpose of life doesn't change. So it was very crystal clear, because this is the way he will communicate to me if he wants to say something important. So the voice came, Pradeep, remember this point. Whatever might be the external situations, whatever might be the changes in the external situations, your purpose of life doesn't change. It remains the same. Go ahead. So that voice really empowered me to trust and go forward. So I had my own encounters with Mahavatar Babaji also. With Mahavatar Babaji, there is no form, there is no shape, because Babaji always will be in the oneness consciousness. Babaji is always in oneness consciousness. He is formless. He doesn't have form. He doesn't have any identity. Once these people, once they graduate to a certain level, they're always in oneness consciousness. So I had a certain a communication with Babaji. That means he was formless. I was in meditation, and suddenly that energy came. I can feel that energy. And when I feel that energy, then I disappeared. That is the beauty. I, as a receiver, disappeared. He, as a transmitter, disappeared. So we were in oneness consciousness. So I cannot put in words that experience. So there was a certain programming which happened in my body cells in that moment. And then after I came out of the meditation, I realized that, yes, it is an encounter with that divine being. But when that encounter happened, my identity was not there. His identity was not there. We became one. And that's how the communication happens. See, with Patriji, because I'm having this friendly conversation with him. So I had the conversation in the same way I used to have. So with Babaji, it was another way. So you will receive help in every possible way. Everybody will receive help in every possible way. The question you should ask for yourself is, what eligibility you have to receive the help. So as long as you stick on to your own purity, to your own sincerity, the help will come on its own. And in both the cases, I never asked for the help. It came all voluntarily. without you asking for help, and the help is coming to you, and you are feeling in your heart, you are feeling in your whole being, that is the divine guidance. Without you asking for it. The underlying point is without you asking for it. The moment you ask, you are in for trouble. Then every mischief entity is waiting for that invitation. Okay.
Thanks
Is
a
it
lot,
clear?
sir. Yeah, thank you so much. And I think you have also answered my second question. So thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed this session. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Nilima-ji, for giving space in your house to do this session. And I'm sitting in Nilima-ji's house to do this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Premaji, quick, please. Yeah, as you said, you wanted to, let me just allow you to. Yeah.
I'm seeing the time. Is it like midnight there? Because it's midnight here. Okay.
Yeah, that's 1 hour behind we are. So it's 11:12 now.
Okay.
Yeah, Premaji.
Thank you, Kavikiranji. Vanakkam, Pradeep ji. My name is Prema.
Vanakkam. Today is Tamil New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Vanakkam. Yes.
Yeah. So I just want to take this opportunity to sincerely offer my gratitude to you. I do not know who is Patriji is. I do not know PSSM. I only came to know through you. So I was doing my meditation since last year. I started my journey since last year. I started with 5 minutes meditation. It's just an affirmation meditation. Somehow I stopped the affirmation, start doing my own. And I enjoy meditation, but I don't do it regularly. Somehow in this year, January, I had this urge of doing meditation. And I started looking for, videos in YouTubes. And that's where your sessions came up. And I started listening. When the first session, when I listened, it literally answered most of the question that adds within me. Since then, I started, listening to all your Tamil and your English sessions. The first thing I did was I started changing my meditation techniques, which is Anapanasati. I'm still doing it, though I find a bit challenging on the initial days because I was doing different way and I got to change it back. And the next thing I did within the same month in January is I became vegetarian, and I still continue doing it. The other thing is when I did last year, I don't do it regular basis, but I think since January, ever since I listened to your videos, I started doing it on every day without miss. I started I used to do 30 minutes, but now I started doing 1 hour, 20 minutes, and I'm planning to increase more. The more when I do this, I see a lot of transformation within me. The thing when you explain about you could able to feel things, heart space, I think I'm into that journey because I'm a person that I always have this fear and worriness. But now I could see it for the last 3 months. I've been, able to overcome that fear, that worriness. I'm getting more clarity in my mind. So I could see all this transformation which is happening. And I just want to sincerely thank you for all this, wisdoms that you've been sharing via YouTube. I probably not able to share, we sit there on a live session. This is my first session with you, but there are many beings like me. I think through your YouTube, we are actually gaining a lot of knowledge. Please continue doing what you're doing. And I'm looking forward to meet you in person.
Yes. Thanks for sharing, Premaji.
Thank you.
Nandri Vanakkam.
Nandri Vanakkam.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Sharadaji. Been patiently.
Nilima-ji, can you post? Okay, for the people who are new and who wants to get access to the videos, I've started, some of the volunteers have started this YouTube channel. You can just go Pradeep Vijay Spiritual Talks. So that's a YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to that. Pradeep Vijay Spiritual Talks. That's the name of the YouTube. And also the email is pradeepvijay.meditation@gmail.com. So in that way, you can communicate with me. You can ask questions through the email, and also you can access the videos in that YouTube channel. And I made myself available once in a week, every Sunday, I think the UK time is around 12:30 in the afternoon. So for 1 hour, you can interact and ask your questions. So these are the ways you can communicate. And of course, we have all the masters, we have all the friends in London. You can email them and definitely they will reroute it. So that's a bit of information. Thank you. Yes, Ravi.
Thank you. So I've shared the WhatsApp group here in the chat if anybody wants to join. Thank you, Pradeep Garu. And yeah, Sharda Garu, you've been patiently waiting.
No, that's thank you so much, sir.
Yes, I do remember in the November 11th, I told you that I'm coming to UK and I'll meet you. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I asked you, did we meet in person? You said no. And I said, I'll meet you soon.
Yeah, you remember which word. Thank you so much. And I thanks to Ravikiran sir for suggesting your name. Thank you, Ravikiran sir. And yes, I resonate with each and every word you have shared, sir, starting your journey, your experience, and the messages that know everyone that we receive, and how to filter. It's like connecting my own journey with your experiences. So parallelly, I'm placing myself when you're sharing your experiences. And yes, what Mahatar Babaji just now you shared about, he doesn't have any physical form. He's like a light. So when he connected, so I personally don't requested, or personally I don't wanted to no, I don't know my journey. I was in my own journey meditating every day. So he connected, and he said, first thing he said, don't place any photographs of me in your house. Don't do anything like that. I will be in different forms. Don't think that my Mahatar Babaji is like this, sitting with a long hair and sitting like this. So I will be in different form. I will be like a spider. I will be in like a tree. So this is what the first word he said. But no, how he made me to trust, like being the oneness feeling. He gave that oneness feeling. So for me, he said like friendship. So what you just shared, friendship. So friendship is the main thing. So you maintain friendship with me. I'm not the guru and you are not any student. So that's how my journey started, sir. And so thank you so much, sir, for taking so much of, for giving us so much of space to share our experiences with you. Thank you.
Yes, madam. I'm looking forward to meeting you when I visit London. So I think we conclude here. Thank you very much, Ravi Kiran Garu, and Rashekar ji is also here. So thank all of you for this beautiful opportunity, GK sir and everybody. So we will meet, and it's an amazing opportunity for me to share my journey, because if I didn't share, then what is the use of me going through that experience? So now I feel that whatever the experience I have gone through, whatever the lessons I have learned, it's worth, because now it is shared. So thanks once again for the platform, and namaste to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Thank you. Looking forward to meeting you again, London.
Yes, sir. Namaste to all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your, patiently, it's like 2.5 hours, Pradeep ji, you've been sharing here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow at the same